Hello, everyone. Welcome to a very special edition of English from English Talk Show. We're going to have a dual episode today with another episode of the Vector Aviation project and good vocabulary lesson. And before we get started, just some background. As you all know, Harvey the closer, as they call him, has been brought into the corporate office while Natalie trains him to take over her job. Only problem here in this episode, which is why we're going to have some marketing, strategy, aviation, operations, and accounting and auditing vocabulary. So let's go through the vocabulary list before we get started. First word, as you'll see on your instruction sheet, is aftermarket, which is basically what you sell after you sell the main product, parts, service, insurance, etc. AOG, an acronym, aircraft on ground, which refers to an urgent situation in which an aircraft cannot fly until a part for a repair arrives. Charter services, C8, charter services. These are flights that are hired privately, then operated on a scheduled airline basis. Keyword in the name of the episode, plateau. P-E-A-U sounds like plateau. Here it's a verb. Means to stop growing and stay level and remain at the same level without increases or decreases. Okay, a lead as a noun, not as a verb. A lead is a potential customer or prospect who's shown interest or has a known need. Pipeline in sales and marketing are pending leads, prospects, going through the process of becoming customer is called our pipeline. Here today we talk specifically about pipeline velocity, how quickly you turn leads to prospects to sales. Okay, to procure, okay, is another way of saying obtaining something, purchasing. What's different is usually we say procure when we're talking about a government or a very large company where there's bidding involved. Okay, a stellar record is a record or background of outstanding, having an outstanding history of performance. A blocker is basically an obstacle that prevents work or a deal from moving forward, or a project for that matter. Now, a workaround, as the name implies, workaround is an indirect solution used to get past a problem that cannot be fixed directly. Something you'll hear very often too in the software industry. A customs broker, for those of you in the logistics area, you know what that is. Customs broker is a person who, or a company who assists companies in moving imported or exporting goods into the country or into the next country quickly and legally. Turnaround time. Turnaround time here can have a double meaning. Turnaround time can be the time needed to complete a task, such as sending a quote, giving a price, which is how it's mentioned here. Now, in aviation, we also have turnaround time applied to the schedule, refers to the time at which it takes an airplane to arrive, unload passengers or cargo, refuel, reinspect, and start the next trip. So here it could have two meanings. Discount authority. Authority, remember that ITY is itty. Discount authority is the price level reduction that an employee is empowered with or can make uh, to a customer or a lead without permission. Okay, a legal term, non-compete clause. That's a contract term that prevents an employee, usually a salesperson, from doing business in different ways or selling while selling for his or her employer. Benefit of the doubt is the decision to assume someone is innocent or honest when the evidence isn't clear or complete yet. When you believe somebody without investigating. Uh, Immaculate, double M, immaculate. It's an adjective, so that ATE word is a flat A instead of immaculate, which doesn't exist. Immaculate, perfectly clean, correct, free of errors. To ride along or have a ride along, phrasal noun or phrasal verb, means to accompany someone during their normal work to observe it firsthand. Common in sales, outside sales, a ride along. To flag an issue, to draw attention to a problem so it can be addressed. We might say, that activity is a red flag, or that situation is a red flag, as a noun, something we should pay attention to. Debrief. This is a military word, but we use it in corporate as well, is a meeting that you hold after an event or a trip to report and analyze what happened. By the book is usually an adverb, means to follow rules and procedures very carefully. Well, just to give you an update or preview today of what today's show is about, Harvey, as we all know, is an excellent salesman. Natalie decided to bring him into the office and give him a promotion with training and opening up new markets. Now, today, we're talking about the imaginary San Juan, bring to Puerto Rico, San Juan, Central, South America, and Africa corridor for the expansion of their FBOs, charter services, and luxury concierge service. So let's go to Philip and Natalie's meeting and see what that auditor's report found. Natalie, how was the weekend?
Was good.
All right. I had a visit from our audio auditor. What's Clara, and she brought some things to my attention, which I've emailed you. She's a little concerned about a few things. So before we close the mid-year review, let's talk about this Caribbean to Africa corridor territory. And Harvey's numbers are technically acceptable, but they've been flat for 3 quarters now. Anyone else, I'd say fine, but this is Harvey, our super salesman. Flat isn't his style.
Yeah, I'm so glad you brought it up because honestly, something isn't right. I can't point to a single hard fact, but the pattern bothers me. His sales have plateaued and the new leads coming into the pipeline aren't stopping. They are slowing down. Deals that used to close in 6 weeks are taking around 4 months.
They do close, but they're taking much longer. Yes.
Yeah.
His reporting, though, in the CRM and his documentation is immaculate. He details his activities better than anyone on the team. Every call, every visit, every follow up, he logs it.
Yeah, well, that's part of what puzzles me. High activity, beautiful documentation, and yet the pipeline velocity keeps dropping. And also, he's still spending 2 or 3 days a month running those training classes, which the salesmen love. On paper, yes, I mean, he's a model employee.
Now, 3 days a month is what, 10 to 15% of his time. And that was why we brought him in. Um, Let me be clear about one thing, though. Whatever is going on, we need to stop it. That's not right. Whatever's going on that's not right, we need to stop it. He built that territory from nothing. Okay. The relationships in San Juan and Central America. Okay. He basically went in and talked to them, and they sooner or later signed up. So I have a very difficult question, and I've had to do this other times in the past. How do we investigate without making him feel investigated?
Well, we don't audit him from a desk in Monterey, we go to him. So the San Juan base gives us the perfect reason. We schedule a 2 week swing, San Juan first, then Panama and Costa Rica. I'll
I
frame
wish
it.
we could, I
Yeah,
wish we could do this in the wintertime when it's cold, but we don't have much choice now. Anyway,
well, I'll frame it as marketing support for the new base, and you frame it as the partner visiting his best region. And we could ride along. We meet the clients and we see the territory with our own eyes.
okay, agreed. Let me write that down, how we're going to do this. Well, agreed. And Natalie, we need to go in with open minds. If there's an innocent explanation, I want to find it. If there isn't, I want to know before it costs us this whole Caribbean to Africa corridor project.
Okay.
So you make the arrangements with the auditors, see if Clara wants to send out an external auditor. Needs to be somebody that knows their business. You arrange that, and we'll see what happens. Natalie, sorry I'm running a little late. Um,
Hi. Do you have a minute? I've written up the trip notes and we need to talk before I file anything.
okay, I've been expecting this. Do I need to sit down? I
Please.
had a strange feeling about this, and I couldn't put my finger on it. Tell me what they found.
Okay, so it's actually three things.
Okay.
So, first, the training classes. They're real, but they're not entirely ours. I
Here.
spoke with the maintenance director of one of the charter operators, and he thanked me for the consultant program. It turns out Harvey has been billing several clients privately for extended training and AOG consulting on days that appear in our CRM as vector client visits.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's moonlighting, or if he's in the Caribbean, sunbathing. Uh, this is inside our own customer base, on our payroll, with our relationships.
Yeah, well, that's what the evidence suggests. And this time it's more than a pattern. And now, second thing, two clients mentioned a response time problem. When they call Harvey with a parts request, he takes 2 or 3 days to quote. Our standard is same day. So those are the leads that we're slowing down. He simply doesn't have the hours because the hours are going to his side business.
Okay. His side business. Okay. And the
Yeah.
third thing?
Well, the detailed reports, I cross-checked 5 log visits against what the clients told me. 3 of them were brief phone calls, not the on-site meetings described in the CRM. The documentation isn't a record of his work, Philip. It's a cover for it.
A cover. Well, I'll be honest. Part of me is furious, and part of me is just disappointed. All that talent, And he used to run he used it to run two jobs at once.
Yeah.
All right. From this point, we handle it by the book. We don't confront him with accusations tonight. We document everything. We bring in HR, our attorney, and we review his contract. Now, what I'm worried about is the exclusivity clause and the non compete.
Okay, yeah. And commercially, if this ends badly, we can't afford a vacuum in the Caribbean to African corridor.
No. That's why you and I are staying close to those accounts starting now. Introduce our inside sales team to every major client as expanded support for the region. Whatever happens with Harvey, whether we structure his whole or we separate, the relationship have to belong to Vector Aviation, not in one man's briefcase. Uh, Set the meeting with HR for tomorrow morning, I guess.
Yeah, done. And for what it's worth, Philip, I truly wanted to be wrong about this one.
Me too. Me too.
I'm sorry.
So did I. But we have to move forward.
Yep.
So we'll meet tomorrow, I guess.
Okay, agreed. Thank you so
Okay.
much, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. We'll get through this and figure it out.
Thanks.